All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. We respectfully acknowledge that the County of Haliburton is located on Treaty 20 Mississauga territory and in the traditional territory of the Mississauga and Chippewa Nations, collectively known as the Williams Treaties First Nations, which are Curve Lake, Rama, Hiawatha, Alderville, Scugog Island, Beausoleil, and Georgina Island First Nations. We acknowledge a shared presence of Indigenous nations throughout the area and recognize its original Indigenous inhabitants as the stewards of its lands and waters since time immemorial. Now, regarding the agenda, I would like to propose that we change the order of what has been allocated on the agenda. So discussing appointing a public member to the library board first, followed by our discussion about the election of the board chair. Is anyone opposed to just switching the order around? No? All right. So then if could I please have a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda as amended? Lisa, thank you. And Walt. Sorry, folks, I'm going with the folks on the screen because I can see them much better. Oh, and I've got to write that down. That's me. Okay. Moved by Lisa Shell, seconded by Walt McKechnie. Be it resolved that the Haliburton County Library Board adopts the agenda for the November 25th, 2025 special meeting. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Um, So, on to our conversation about appointing a public member to the library board. Andrea, I know you have been doing a little bit of research. You've been in touch with the county about that process. Do you want to just walk us through what you've learned and what your recommendation is?
Sure. So when there's a vacancy midterm, we do need to report to County Council advising the resignation. For any public viewers that may be watching, we did receive the resignation of David O'Brien, the former library board chair. We also were doing some digging about the process of how the nominations are made. So county council decides in closed session who the appointees are, the public appointees. And so that part is given. Now, because it's so late in the term, the people who put their names forward in 2022, so those of you who are public members around the table, we do have a list of people who put their name forward in 2022. So we have a few options. We can suggest to county council that they look at that list to see if there's anyone still interested that they could recommend. We could also, when we submit a report to county council about the resignation, suggest that we embark on a new process to solicit interest from the public just because it's been so long. I guess from the meeting today, we would need clarity around whether the board would like to be more involved in that process, or I mean, ultimately it's up to the county council members to appoint the new public member. But just in terms of process, when we notify county council about the vacancy, whether you'd like to put forward recommendations, whether you would like library staff to go advertise that the position's open. Would you like county staff to do that? I guess guidance around next steps from the board. Just keeping in mind, ultimately, it's county council members that will appoint the new public member.
I'm aware of individuals from outside the reserve list from 2022 who have already expressed interest in joining the board. So I think my personal preference would be to do a call out, but I go with the wisdom in the majority in this case. But there are already people saying they're interested. Any preferences one way or the other from board members? Jackie?
I think it makes sense to go with a more current pool, since it was 3 years ago. Um, that's my opinion, but again, it's matter of process, I think.
Any other thoughts? Cease, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to look at a new pool too, because again, we've been looking at 3 years of the group that we've had before. Contacting them, they may or may not be interested in what we're doing. If they are, then they will obviously put their name in again. But I like the idea that you came up with, Jen, and the fact that you have two people. And there's one probably in my neck of the woods that would be interested if they were properly informed of what it was that we do. And so I think that education is important too, to get it out to the public as to what exactly the board does. And you know, it's a responsibility, but you're not giving up your firstborn or spending the next 20 years on it.
Okay.
Jen,
Paul, yeah.
I did say in the emails last week that I thought because there seemed to be some urgency to the matter that we pull the existing role of persons. But given that, yeah, it's been 3 years, I tend to agree with you now for new notes or new applicants.
Okay, great. And I do think it makes sense if the library staff put out that call last time, it would make sense that we just, no, it wasn't that way.
I believe it was county staff, the
Okay.
HR department. Yeah.
Okay. And you found that that ad is Andrea, I think we
Yes. Oh,
chatted on the
Hume.
phone.
Yeah, Sarah Hume did forward me the information about how the posting from last time.
And does it seem, I haven't seen it, does it seem adequate for this time, or would you recommend revisions to the ad?
I think we could probably, we need to tweak the dates and that type of thing, but it's probably fine.
Okay.
One
Our
point,
board, yeah, Paul.
the last time, it seems to me that the term for the application period, it was probably a month, and I don't know if that's something that we'd want to do this time, if it should be a lot shorter because of the urgency. So
Do you have a
maybe
recommendation, Paul? What would you say?
maybe 2 weeks, two weeks of newspaper ad and then a week deadline from that, or something even maybe less.
Yeah. Now, mind you, we're going to be running into Christmas in about 4 weeks, a month today. So would the board want to take action on, I mean, I'm not sure we could do much until the first meeting in January, but would the board want to see a recommendation to the to county council for the first meeting of January? I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? If we could.
So does that mean then that oh, Adele, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, just for clarification, does the library board make a recommendation to county council about who we would like, or is that, I thought that was entirely up to county council?
We are permitted to see the to see the list and to make recommendations based on the list. That is the information we received from Gary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Jackie?
does that mean then that we haven't yet made an official communication about the vacancy? Is that true? Okay, so that we need to make the official report, and at the same time, do we recommend or give a list of people that are interested? How does that work? You know?
I think,
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
If we have been given the go-ahead from county to recommend who we think would be good, I suspect the names would be forwarded to us by the collector of the names and the board could have a conversation about those names.
So it's not done, it's done in 2 stages then, or not? Do we wait
Yeah,
till an appointee until we report the vacancy?
we report that we do the call out. There is a vacancy. Anyone who wants to submit their name shall do so, can do so. Then we take a look at those short list. We create a short list, I suppose, of our preferences and submit that preference to county council. Lisa, are you not sure?
I actually think that we, in closed session, county council gets the names. We shortlist it amongst ourselves on county council, and then we provide the names to the board as to whom we've chosen.
Okay, I can see clarity from Gary. He did indicate that the library board can show our preferences. We can indicate
And I think that's a really good idea. I
Yeah.
don't disagree with you. That is how it's been done in the past. So as long as we don't have a policy, then I absolutely think the board should have to say on their preference as well.
So I think it is a two-step process, Jackie. All right, yeah, Paul.
Oh, I'm pointing at Ed. Yep. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think it is, just to clarify, it is different, I think, than how it's been done in the past. Because I don't think the library boards had a chance to review before the names go to county council. Gary, in his email communication, did say that regardless of our short list, all people who applied, that list would all go to county council.
Yeah.
But we can, the library board could recommend who we think is best. I know other library systems do sort of look at the current board and what sorts of particular skills might be needing. Somebody who has expertise in marketing or in strategic planning or in finance, or so sometimes that's also taken into consideration when the short listing is done. I think definitely all the candidates though would need to go to county council. It's just whether there would be a change in process with the board recommending who they think would be a good fit.
So who in the board reports to council that there is a vacancy and initiates the posting of for interest?
I think you would give me direction to report through Gary to county council that there is a vacancy in the board.
HR would do what they.
I think that's what that's kind of what we're talking about now. Do we want to, when we do the notification to county council, do we want to request that the library do the recruitment and the library board make recommendations? Or do you want the county staff to do it without board involvement, or county staff do the recruitment, not the library staff, and it come back to the board that way for recommendations?
Well, I said,
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead, Dave.
I like the idea of the board. I'm going to say shortlisting with a recommendation to county council.
Yep, that's great. Good.
And we can certainly, and we'll deal with it in post. But I think it's important that the recommendation comes from the board.
Okay. So Dave, do you think it's feasible? I'm just looking at our calendar. We've got our December county council meeting is the 10th. I think that's too soon. We wouldn't be able to turn anything around in that short a time. Or do you? I don't know. Maybe I look to the board.
No, I agree. I agree, and. I suppose my question would be: Is there great urgency? Can it wait till the first meeting in January?
So, looking ahead, our first meeting in January is the 14th of January.
Okay.
And I don't.
So that would put us in.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, that would put us into February then, all of a sudden.
Yeah. So I guess I look to the library, all the library board members. Should we try to put a fast process on this? See if it's possible to get a recommendation in for the county council meeting of December the 10th, or is that pushing it?
Well,
Cease.
I have a tendency to think that that's probably pushing it. That's in 2 weeks. And then again, we might as well say the last 2 weeks of December are pretty well gone. One is Christmas itself, the week of, and the other one, everybody's got a whole flock of meetings that have to be done prior to the Christmas closure. So I can't see us really doing anything intelligent that would be worthy of what we need to do.
Yeah.
Having said that, if we did have a meeting in January, there's nothing stopping us from having a meeting later in January or a special meeting short for the sole purpose of dealing with this particular issue.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to look at the best of the worst.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lisa, you had.
I was just gonna say, we do maybe have people in the pool, but we do have people like that have currently said they're interested too, though. So it might be something, if they are appropriate, that it could be done quickly. But I'll leave it to the board. I'm not gonna die on that hill, but
Adele?
yeah, I can see, just looking at the calendar, that if we got ads in the newspaper, say for 2 weeks, the next 2 weeks, say December 2nd, December 9th, with perhaps a closing date of December 19th, which is the Friday before Christmas, we could then, the board could then meet in early January at a special closed session, our board, to do a short list, which could then go to the county's first meeting in January.
I think that might be actually our only option, if only because county needs our agenda to be published a few days in advance. And so I don't think we even have the time to do a 2-week recruitment before the December county council agenda has to be put together. So I think that's probably, would people agree that's the most reasonable way forward?
The timing that Adele suggested?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I don't even know, and I should have asked this in advance, and I'm sorry I didn't. I'm not sure if we can determine, maybe, Andrea, do you know, are we allowed to say 2 weeks versus 4-week ad time, or is that a county decision? Do you know?
It's a new situation for me. I'm not sure the answer.
Okay. So maybe maybe we could say in our resolution, the board recommends a recruitment runtime of 2 weeks, and then we're not saying this is how it has to be, but this is how we would like it. Okay. Okay.
It might be an idea to put the actual dates for some clarity once this gets to Sarah at county, like with the closing of December 19th.
Okay. Yeah.
And then if we could almost schedule a closed meeting for January at this point. When's the first county council meeting in January?
I think it's the 14th.
Yes, that would be, because that's the same day as our board meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we could, for example, have a special meeting on the 7th, the Wednesday before, a special board meeting to make our recommendation to county council. Does that give them enough time to get it on their agenda for the following Wednesday?
Sorry, I'm alternating between screens here. What day did you say, Adele?
A special meeting on Wednesday the 7th, which
Wednesday
is
the 7th.
which
Yeah.
is 1 week before county and board.
Yeah, that is enough.
And that's lots of time, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Do any, just speaking to the local counselors now, does that overlap with anyone's council day? Or is that generally okay? No? Okay. Okay, so I think we've got yes, Paul.
I had one thing, and I'm not meaning to further confuse the issue, but to go back to the prior applicants, would there be any sense that they're being favored by having some direct contact to them since they had initially applied? Just perhaps that they may not see the ad and then they've been excluded. And if they're not as qualified as the other applicants, then fine, but at least they have an opportunity. So I just throw that out, that we don't want to miss them, beat the bushes for some new ones, but miss what we've already got.
Yeah, why don't we run that by Sarah? I suspect that's okay. But she'd probably be the one to circulate it, as she would have those contact details.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for that, Paul. All right, so I'm going to read the resolution and see if folks are happy with it.
Jen, sorry, can I
yes.
just ask one question?
Yeah.
Do I understand that we would be asking Sarah Hume, the county, to do the recruitment process?
That's what it sounds like. That's the typical way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to read this out and let me know if it's still applicable to everything we've said. Be it resolved that the library board directs the library CEO to lead the recruitment process to fill the vacant board position. The board recommends that the recruitment shall run for 2 weeks, closing on December 19th, and consist of the following. Number one, contacting the candidates who applied to become a library board member in 2022. Okay, there you go, Paul. It's already in the resolution, so that's good. To see whether they remain interested in the position. And two, recruiting additional candidates for the position through the following communication channels: a local newspaper advertisement, notice on the HCPL website, posting on the HCPL social media channels, and D, requesting that Haliburton County staff post the opportunity on their communication channels. Furthermore, the library CEO shall bring the updated candidates' information forward to the library board on the 7th, yeah?
Yes.
At which time the library board will review the applications and then put forward a recommendation to county council regarding the library board's recommended applicants. And we could even include in there for inclusion on the agenda of December 14, of January 14.
January 14th.
How does that sound to everybody? Does that cover it? Could I have a mover and a seconder for that resolution? Paul to move. Cease to second. Thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you very much. Thanks, Dave. Okay, great. So the reason why I was hopeful to have that conversation before the conversation about the election of the board chair is it's up to our discretion whether you, as board members, would like to wait to have the election for board chair after we have filled the roster with public members. Also recognizing that maybe there's a public member who isn't with us yet who might also want to run for board chair, or we do it now. So it's, I leave it to the group to say what you'd like to do. Yeah, Lisa.
Just my opinion would be that we would wait until we had a full board complement to elect someone. You're the vice chair. There's no reason why you can't, chair a meeting as needed until we can do that. That would just be my preference and suggestion.
Any other thoughts, Adele?
Yeah, I'll just mention that the first meeting of every calendar year, we have an election for chair anyway.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. True story.
Yeah.
Other thoughts? Anyone opposed to the idea of waiting for the new public member? Cease, you had your hand up.
My question was only going to be, are you okay being the acting chair until we get that decision made?
I love the power. You know me, Cease. I just it's like
rest my case.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Redundant question.
Happy to do it. All right, so in that case, let's see, um,
Sorry, Jen? Sorry.
yes, Adele.
Should we perhaps then have a motion to appoint you interim chair? Do we need that?
I suspect I just do it.
Okay.
Does anyone think that that would be required?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
It
Uh,
seems to
Paul?
me, sorry, it,
No,
it
Paul,
seems
go ahead.
that acts in the absence of the chair. So we are in a state of absence. So for a month or so, I think it's perfectly appropriate.
To just let it just keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of agree, but happy to. Andrea, did you have something you also wanted to say?
Just that, typically the board chairs, and vice chair are elected in the first meeting of the term. I'm just not sure if we have a special meeting on January 7th. It's not a regular meeting. I'm just wondering about the timing for electing the chair and the vice chair if county council decides on the, who the new public member is on the 14th. That's the date of the first regular library board meeting of the year, and the person wouldn't be at that meeting.
Yeah, I think it would be at the first meeting where we've got a full complement of members.
As long as the board is comfortable with that.
Right.
February then.
Yeah, so it'd be in February.
Is everyone comfortable, Paul?
Yes, I just wonder if, not to change the policy now, but just to clarify it for future, where it says first meeting in that first clause, and it says first regular meeting of the year. That's just something to think about for the future.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I'm sure our policy committee can get that under our wing for consideration. So can I propose, oh yes, Walt,
What time is the special meeting on the 7th?
good question. We have yet to determine that. Can we come back to that piece of,
Sure.
yeah, can I, just while I've got this other resolution in mind, maybe we could just do that and then come back to the technicalities of picking a time, but that's a good point. So we did have a resolution here saying that we've elected a chair, and if we even need a resolution at this stage, I would recommend it say, be it resolved that the library board has decided to postpone the election of board chair to the first meeting of the year when we have a full complement of board members, presuming that's the February meeting. Does that work for everyone?
Sure.
Anyone opposed to that? Okay, could I have a mover and a seconder for that motion? Walt and Adele. All in favor?
Yeah,
And Paul, do you have I didn't see your hand, Paul, I don't think.
Well,
Oh, you're
it's-
in favor too?
well, I did have a thought, though. You must be reading my mind.
What's your thought?
Well, I'm just wondering with budget deliberations and if this has some impact on next year's plan or planning for budget. I hope not. I hope it's not. It's not interfering with the process at all.
I don't think so. I think the schedule that we've created is as quick as is reasonably possible, and the budget process will go along in its natural course. And it could be that we'll have an opportunity to discuss the budget after county council discusses it tomorrow. I'm assuming that the budget won't be passed tomorrow. That would be unlikely, but you never know. But I think if there is an opportunity and a desire to discuss the budget at a board meeting, then we would simply have it whenever we could. But I don't think we could speed up the election or the public member any faster than what we've put forward. Would others agree? Dave, can I put you on the spot? Do you think that we'll pass a budget tomorrow, or do you think there's going to be another meeting?
No, I don't believe it'll be passed tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll just see how
you guys could fool me.
That's right. Yeah. So I think we'll just let things progress in their natural course and see. Yeah, see what comes about. Okay, so then to Walt's very good point that we don't have a time for the meeting, should we send out a little poll to everyone yeah, Andrea?
We'll also just need to confirm the room availability so that we can have the hybrid setup.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I can take care of doing checking the room and doing the poll.
Okay, so Walt, we'll all get an email to state our preferred timing, depending on room availability, which I hope is there. All right. Okay, well, I think that wraps up our special meeting. Andrea, am I missing anything?
I think we just made the motion to adjourn.
To adjourn, that's it? Okay. So could I have a mover and a seconder to adjourn, please? Cease and Adele, thank you. Moved by Cease Ryle, seconded by Adele Espina. Be it resolved that the November 25th, 2025